Oh, it's bright out here. Good and you? Welcome back to New Hampshire Vintage. It's been a while. Had a baby, so been hanging out with family and spending time with him. But we're back and we're hooked up to the trailer, so you know what that means. We're going to grab a sled. We're actually grabbing two. Yes, dual, 2 sleds. And we're heading out to Ossipee today, which is about an hour away from where I am in the Lakes region. So yeah, let's get over there. We'll grab them and I'll bring you guys in and show you these beautiful, beautiful machines. And I'll let you know how much I paid for them. It's not a ton, but maybe it's overpaying for what these things are. All right, let's go. Yeah, let's just go. I have nothing else to say. Oh, I do have one more thing to say. Trying out a new mic. Let me know what you think. This is going to be kind of a trial video for that. Moving up in the world. All right, I ended up acquiring the sleds. I was going to walk on them. Yeah, even if you know, they're a little. The guy was super nice. Really understandable. He knew that they were a little rough, and they're rough. Not the roughest I ever bought, but they're definitely rough. But we agreed on a price. I think I'm still all right on it, and once I show you the sleds when we get back home, I'll tell you what the price was. And yeah, we're gonna go from there. I don't know what to expect with these, but I don't see these body styles of sled pop up much. So yeah, definitely excited about that, but you know, I'm not like full of butterflies with these things. We'll see what we can do with them, but I'm stuck in traffic now for 10 minutes. So yeah, I'll see you when we get back to the shop and we'll take a look at these. There's not a whole lot to look at. All right, guys, we're back in the shop and here we go. Woo! So here they are. So we have an Everroot Norseman, not sure on the year, 70s, and we have a Johnson Challenger. Hi there. This is post-editing Wyatt. I forgot to mention how much I paid for these sleds. So I paid $150 for these 2 sleds. I thought I explained it in my show and tell section of the video, but I got too busy talking and showing off the sled. So I figured I'd just tell you that real quick and we'll get back to the video. So yeah, $150. This is Bubbles. He wanted $400 originally, by the way. Okay. All right, back to the video. Same things, basically identical sleds, just both made by OMC, just Evinrude Johnson. It's like a Chevy GMC Sierra and Silverado pickup truck. Now, these are rough. These are usually rougher than I like to buy, but yeah, this one's semi-complete. It has everything, even the clutch cover, and this one does have compression. I wouldn't say like fully like really good hard compression, but it's there. I think she would be a good runner. He did say they both ran on spray, but well, I've heard that a million times. But he seemed like a pretty trustworthy guy. He was very nice, wasn't hiding anything. But yeah, so what are we doing? What are we doing with these? Well, I really like the Challenger. I really want a Rampage, but those are few and far between out here in New England. I know Midwest, some of you that are watching is like, oh, I see those on the street corner every block I turn. Well, out here, I barely see these body styles with the twin headlight or the single headlight. So I just think they're really cool. This one's definitely rough. I'll take the hood off. No seat, or it's been race modified. That one has the seat, but the tracks are what you expect. The hoods are all right. They're dirty, but there's no major cracks or anything like that. Am I on? Is that better? Is that better video quality there? I don't know why my GoPro was set to like hyper view. Great content quality here at New Hampshire Vintage. This one has a key. Oh, and it would have had electric start. No, it just would have just been on. Does this one have a key? Probably not. It does. Oh, yes. That's brakes locked up. Typical. This one, probably the same thing. Yep. Locked up. Clutches, really bad shape. Mufflers, non-existent. Exhaust pipes, really bad shape. Steering, well, it's there, but very rusty and in very bad shape. This one's missing the recoil. Oh, well, this one has the recoil, but it's not on it. Throttle is free on this one. That's good. This throttle on this guy. Oh, this one's good. Tracks. Let's see if I can show you guys. They're there, but they're dry rotted. But most all tracks are. Let's see if I can. Yep. Yep. It's there. Bogies underneath. They're there. Front drive cogs. Well, it has one in the middle and it looks decent-ish. I wouldn't say these are, oh, sorry. It's hard to see it. See it up there? There it is. And the other one's pretty much the same way. These are rough, boys. These are rough. Plastic. But I don't know, that's probably painted aluminum. This one, the clutches are pretty rough as well. So I don't know what to do with these. It was kind of one of those things. Pressure release. Allegedly, that one was hopped up. I don't know what they would hop up anything on that motor, but said this one was used for racing. I have the gas tank for this one. It's just right behind it over there. So light's blinding. So I mean, that's about it. There's really not a whole lot to show on them, but what we'll do is I'm going to see if we can get this one to run. I just want to hear it run. That's all I want to do is hear it run. We'll put new fuel lines, rebuild the carb, and just see if we can get it going. And once we get it going, we know that the motor is good, or you know, there's pieces and parts that are good. I think we start stripping this one down and making a nice Johnson Challenger. I know this one's more complete, but I like the Johnsons. I think these are a little bit more of a cooler sled. I know they're the same things, but I like the color. And this one, the decals, stuff like that, I think we can make a good one out of the two. I can get a seat cover on eBay for 60, 70 bucks. We have the foam. I'll do a nice orange seat cover, put it on this. We'll clean up this chassis, repaint it. I'll have to see if I can find the right Johnson teal. And this one has a better bumper. That one's all been hitting a tree. This one has wide skis. This one has the more Evinrude Johnson style ski. This one's missing the loop handle, and I think we just junk these all together. And it's been raised up too. You can see they're just not designed. It's not the right ski. This one is, and it is complete. So yeah, maybe this one has better exhaust. I haven't really took the hood off of this one. We'll get to it when we finally get this thing to run. But yeah, I don't know. What am I doing? All right, so I'm gonna go inside. It's 90 degrees out. I'm done. I'm gonna go sit in the AC, and when you see me next, we're gonna be diving into that blue one. So I don't know when that'll be, but for you guys, it'll be a blink of an eye. Good morning, Charles. Well, it's been a few weeks. They're still here. I don't know which one to start with first. I'm thinking the Evinrude, and this is the reason why. So, the Evinrude is more complete, and also it has this pull start already. Bolted on. I think there's like 1 or 2 bolts holding that thing in. Also, this Johnson, there is a tight spot. It's basically, yeah. See, I can't even. Oh, yeah. It's it's locked up at the moment. It did spin, but it would spin like 3/4 and then it would hit a tight spot and stop. So I don't know if there's rust in the cylinders. I don't know what's going on. But that being the, oh yeah, I can't even spin it now. Stay. Okay, well, we're starting with the Evinrude. So let's get this one put away. All right, give me a second to throw it up on the lift. All right, good enough. You like the shop lights? I finally switched everything to LED. Makes it a lot brighter in here. Makes it awesome for filming. Those old fluorescents were, it was time for them to go. All right, I don't even know where to start. Probably get the hood off, and first things first, let's just put a little oil down the cylinders, because we're gonna be cranking this thing a couple times. We gotta verify it has spark, and I think I'm just gonna throw on some cheap fuel lines, maybe run a temporary gas tank or see how clean that one is. I do have 2 of them. And let's just see if we can get this thing to bark off. And if it does run, then we can start throwing a little money at it. I really don't know what to expect with these things. Both of the hoods are in surprisingly good shape, by the way. This is usually a little dirtier than I like to start with. These exhaust pipes are pretty crusty. That secondary is even more crusty, and that's primary is very crusty. Those I'm very concerned about. Exhaust we can tinker with or do something with, but if you have bad belt, bad clutches that aren't super clean. I mean, my Johnson clutch isn't super clean either, but it's a lot cleaner than that. This just eat away at your belt in a matter of time. Oh boy. What am I doing? What am I doing? So allegedly this ran off a spray. I don't know if I believe it. Ooh. These are NGK B4s. So this was the forward cylinder. This was the aft, or the one that we just took out. You can see that one has a little bit of gobbledygook on it. This one looks, you know, fouled, but it's in better, better condition than this one. At least we don't see any major rust. I mean, this one does have a little bit of stuff on it, but usually if these things look like they were at visiting the Titanic, that'd be bad. But yeah, I'm gonna put a little oil down there, just kind of help out that cylinder while we give this a couple cranks. I'll put a fresh set of plugs on these really bad plug wires, and let's just see what happens. So these are Champion J8Cs. Most of the Evinrude Johnson guys with these 437s prefer these, or recommend them. Usually I'm an NGK guy, but I've been running these in my Johnson ski horse for the last few years, and I get maybe about 20 miles out of them, and then they foul, and then I'd replace them, and the sled runs good again for a little while. It's just the characteristic of that sled. But let's see what these guys do. I don't really have a lot of faith here. I don't really have a good way of showing you guys. Let's just see if you can. Wow, we actually have spark, at least on that one. I've been getting really lucky with spark lately. All right, let me throw a plug on the other one and see what that does. I like the blue. Forgot to hit record. We just tested this spark plug as well. It surprisingly has spark too. So we've just been getting really lucky with spark on these sleds, and I don't know how and why, but we got spark on both plugs. So we're gonna do the next thing, which is vacuum up all this, kind of clean up the sled a little bit. It looks like it's been in a river with all this sand and rock. I'll put the spark plugs back in, and let's just pull the tank, clean up all this so we can get a better look here, and while we're changing lines or whatnot, we don't have to fish around mice and spiders and leaves and whatever else we find in here. This one's a job for the oh man, this is a job for the big vacuum. Throw that over there. And while I spend 20 years vacuuming this whole thing out, let's cue music montage or YouTube beta music montage or whatever I have on my computer that's not copyright. These gas tank straps or bungees aren't really bungeeing anymore. Stick. I'm just gonna cut these if I can. There we go. Oh, still some fuel in that. Tiny bit of fuel in that. Leave that there. All right, back to vacuuming. Oh, that exhaust does not look good at all. Okay, so vacuumed up what I could. I didn't go super crazy because if this engine does run, we will have to start taking parts off, and I'm sure there's still mouse nests and more million pounds of sand underneath the engine, under the exhaust, stuff I just can't reach yet. But this is a good start. At least now we could see what's going on. And we could see she's starting to get a little rusty. It's not terrible, still solid. It's not like gone all the way through, can be sanded down, and could sandblast if you really want to. We're not gonna do that if we keep this chassis. Okay, my GoPro overheated, and then I forgot to turn on my mic. So here we are again. I just wanted to show you, someone spliced in gas line here. I I had another example right here. There you go. Someone took like a quarter and stuffed it into like a 3/8. I've never seen that before. So that was definitely interesting. Also, this sled has a fuel filter, and I totally forgot to order parts for this. I think I have a spare one, but we will find out. And this is a Tillerson carb, and usually these have a fuel filter, fuel pump, I meant to say. This usually has a fuel pump on the bottom. You can see it's just capped with just a single plate. That's because, yeah, that's a fuel pump. Evinrude's and Johnson's, they did that. And yeah, it's not a big deal. These seem to work pretty good. Some guys just put a fuel pump on these and just undo that completely. I've never had an issue with that, so I'm gonna save it for now. I am going to take this carb apart and clean it, and I'm not gonna film that. I'm also not gonna film just running new lines. I've done a bunch of videos on these carbs. I also did a video last winter solely on taking apart an HD and HR, which is a smaller HD basically, Tillerson carb. So if you wanna see that, I go through the whole process on how to take apart and clean one of these beauties. And I'm not gonna do that in this episode and bore you. We're just gonna jump right to conclusions here. So I'm gonna let my GoPro cool a little bit more. I'm gonna switch batteries in this because I am almost dead. It's a downfall with these cameras. And when I get back, we can get immediately to running fresh fuel and seeing if this thing will at least start up for us and run. Whew. I made a mess, but I crudely, I really want to nail that into your guys' heads, crudely ran fuel line just so we could see if this whole setup will work and if this engine will run. I did not have small enough fuel line for the return, so I took inspiration from the previous guy that ran fuel line before and did the same thing. So for now, that should do. And then main line, just did a quick filter. I don't know if that guy will pump, we'll find out. And I cleaned the gas tank and just emptied what was inside. So we'll just put some fuel in there. I did see the in tank line is there. And let's just see what's going on here real fast. Before I take out my primer and all that, what I'm going to do is just fill it up. I'll suck some gas through here, and since we oiled the cylinders, I'll just spray a little brake clean down there so I'm get her started up and it should pump. All right, I got some non-ethanol 40-to-1. A lot of pressure. I'm not going to fill it up all the way, but just get enough in there where it'll I guess we see if this thing fires off, huh? Oh no, he's spraying brake clean in the car. Sled's gonna blow up. Oh. Come on. She wants to. She might need a carb adjustment. Choking her. Nope. Well, she runs. Seems like she runs pretty good too. Definitely needs a primer, but it started up and you saw it just sat there and idled. I didn't even fandangle the carb that much. I turned, I think, one screw, just a tiny, not a whole lot. I just kind of set them to the presettings of usually like a turn to turn and a quarter out from seat. Purrs like a kitten. That being said, I think we are ready to move on to the next level. I want to put a set of crank seals in this and start taking everything apart and doing some inventory to see what parts are good, what parts are bad, because some of this stuff is a little rusty. I can show you. Like for example, like this secondary. The secondary has seen some better days. We can clean up the sleeves, the clutch sleeves. I'm gonna have to take this primary clutch off, and we'll have to clean all this up. But in order to get to the crank seal behind this clutch, we gotta take this whole thing off. And to do that, there's a square nut on the back side of the sleeve here, and you gotta take like an 1.5 inch wrench, like a thin wrench, or a lot of guys make their own tools, and you put it on, put maybe some rope in the cylinder to tighten it up and reef it, and this whole thing unscrews off the sleeve, off the shaft. You could take this half off and then just get this half off. It's a little bit easier. You can heat this up and it helps. So yeah, we're gonna have to fight with that, but we're gonna do that next episode. We're gonna have to take all this apart anyways and figure out which direction I wanna go. Do I want to restore the Norseman, or do I want to restore the Challenger? I am a Johnson guy at heart. I know they're the same sled. I do like Evinrude's. I am a Johnson guy though at heart. I love my other Johnson. I think restoring the Challenger, for me, I think it's just like I said, I know they're the same, but I just think it's a cooler sled. I like the color better. The Norseman's really cool, but I think I can scavenge parts off the Norseman, scavenge parts off the Challenger, and make just one half decent sled out of the two. And then I'll take the other one and use it as yard art or something. But if I get this restored to where or at least rideable and it looks good, that'll kind of take the place of my Rampage wants for a little while until I can actually find a Rampage. And yeah, I just think it would be a cool sled to run around on. So we'll see. I'm still making the decision. It's not set in stone yet. I want to know what you guys think. If we should do the Norseman or the Challenger. But either way, that's going to end it for this episode. Might be a shorter episode than I usually do. I try to go for about an hour long. I mean, because I talk most of the time anyways. But I'm going to try to pump these out a little bit quicker. I was on a absence for a couple months. I had a baby, and just, you know, life gets in the way, and this is just a hobby of mine. So I try to upload when I can. But that being said, I'll see you guys very soon, and we're gonna regret starting to take this whole thing apart. It's gonna be a nightmare. It's so rusty. All right, guys, I'll talk to you guys in just a minute.